Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Jay Encarnacion, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are thrilled to have Gloria Feldt, the co-founder and president of Take the Lead Women. Gloria brings a fascinating mix of expertise in women's empowerment, leadership development, and feminist activism. With over 2 decades of experience in advocacy, including a former CEO of Planned Parenthood, generating impact through programs and thought leadership, and a passion for helping women achieve gender parity in leadership roles. Based in New York City and Scottsdale, Arizona, Take the Lead Women, founded in 2013, is revolutionizing how women amplify their power and attract leadership opportunities across sectors. We'll be exploring her founding story, how her organization empowers clients in the women's leadership space, and her vision for scaling this impact-driven venture. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Gloria, welcome to Founders Future.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Absolutely. And it's a pleasure to have you on. I mean, an incredible background that you have, Gloria. So truly an honor having you on the show today, speaking to myself and our listeners. So we can start at the beginning for you. What specific problem in the women's leadership landscape really inspired you to start Take the Lead Women?
I love answering that question because I'm going to start by saying one of the words I do not use and that I never say to women in our programs is that we are going to empower them.
Yes.
Because the main thing I found in my research that caused me to start Take the Lead is
Hmm.
that we have the power. We
Yes.
have the power. We just don't always know it. So I feel like my mission is to help women understand the power that we already have and how to transform how we're thinking it into a kind of power that is authentic to women and especially to women leaders. So it's a little revolutionary, and I kind of like being a little revolutionary. I actually started off researching why women had not reached parity in leadership,
Hmm.
even though this is 15 years ago, even
Right.
though we had opened the doors, we had changed the laws, we had seen a woman first almost everything. The business case was quite clear that companies with more women in their leadership were more profitable.
Hmm.
And women had been earning 57% of the college degrees for decades already. So therefore, women were very prepared
Right.
for the workforce. Okay, put all of those things together, and we were still at that time half of the workforce and 18% of the top leadership positions. And
Wow.
I'd be honest with you, I was shocked. I was shocked because through my work with Planned Parenthood and other women's programs, I had been working for women's equality for many years.
Yeah.
I had no idea there was that much disparity in the leadership. And if you don't have your fair share of the leadership, you don't have your fair share of the power and you don't have your fair share of the revenue. So I just felt like I had to do something about it. So I wrote a book about it.
Okay.
It's called No Excuses: 9 Ways Women Can Change How We Think About Power.
Hmm.
And then people started asking me to teach workshops using it. And as I taught workshops, I saw women have breakthroughs in their own thinking about what they were capable of doing and why, yes, I should put my hand up and say, I want that job. I should go for that position. I should go for that money. I should, why am I not? And so that I just I was trying to semi-retire, but it didn't work. So instead I started Take the Lead, which I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about this organization because it's a nonprofit organization, but we have to be totally entrepreneurial. And our investments come from people who believe in the cause.
Okay. I absolutely love that. So walk us through that a bit. I mean, being that you're a nonprofit, what is it? What are the offerings that you guys have here, and who is it tailored towards? Of course, I'm assuming is women entrepreneurs, women in leadership. What's that core offer that you have for them there?
The program I've developed works for any woman in any sector. It doesn't really matter. I've done it for everything from law to media and entertainment to nonprofits to entrepreneurs. And we have just completed two cohorts of what we call our 50 Women Can Change the World in entrepreneurship. And loved it, loved doing it. Some most amazing women. It's all about mindset. It's all about believing, first clarifying what your intention is, understanding the value that you bring to the table. What do you uniquely have? How can we help you understand that? And how can we help you articulate that? And then how you have the mindset that helps you think bigger. I want
Mm,
women to think big. I want, these entrepreneurs, I'm like, don't just sell each other jewelry. Think about making a company that is bigger than Apple.
right.
Think about creating a company that changes how people live and think. And that's what I want to see women doing.
Love it. I absolutely love it. So, being that you guys are a nonprofit, walk me through a bit more on the acquisition side. What's the focus
Okay.
on that end on the acquisition? How do you get some more clients coming in for you?
Right.
Walk us through what channels have been more effective on that front.
Right. Yes. It is always a challenge because, as you know, getting the word out about your services and products is sometimes harder than creating them.
100%.
And yes, very much so. Yes. So we work rely heavily on social media to get the word out. We also build our mailing list. We have a weekly newsletter that has 20,000 subscribers. And that is really our base because those are people who already believe in the cause. Those are people who already support us. So that's your low-hanging fruit. And then building out from them, even though many of them may not be candidates to take our courses, they can
Yes.
be connectors. They can help us find other people. They can be donors. They can give scholarships to the women who can't afford
Mm,
to take our programs. So our revenue model is a combination of philanthropy
mm,
and earned income. So we charge for our courses, but we never turn anybody away. So we raise money for scholarships, and we raise money sometimes to subsidize the cost of the programs, which may be more than individuals can pay. So we have that. And then also we have had in the past, we have had a government grant.
okay.
And hopefully one of these days when things change a little bit, we'll we'll be able to do that again. I think the climate is not too good for that right now, but it's certainly to the benefit of the economy to have more women prepared in leadership roles.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Gloria, I would love to dive deeper there with you, especially understanding, obviously, it's a challenge, right? To stay consistent, have predictability. So, what are some things that you've tried for more predictability on the lead gen side? Have you tried ads, more around the social media side? What other avenues have you tried to get some predictability in on that side?
Right. Strangely enough, we have tried paid ads and that never works for us.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know that, I mean, we may just never have gotten the right language. We might not have invested enough in it up front,
Yes.
but we have not found that paid ads do pay off for us. And that always comes as a surprise to people. It seems to be more human to human, more relationship oriented. It's important for me to be out there and for people to see who I am and build trust for the organization because they trust the person who's the spokesperson for the organization. Now, I'm not the only one who does the training. We
Right.
have some great other people who do the training, and I'm trying to build up their profile as well because I think it's important for potential participants to see a diversity of faces, of locations, of industries. So, but it really is about building trust for us. And that's how we use social media more than anything else.
Absolutely. I love that. So, I mean, it definitely, I have so many founders come on the show, and that's a big topic that we speak about, right? And I think the messaging is the biggest factor. As you said, maybe we just didn't lock that down. So, I mean, still potential to have ads work for you guys. So, I mean, could be a really good avenue for you to unlock that pillar there. I know it's a bottleneck right now, but definitely still avenues to be able to take there. So, I mean, Gloria, you just mentioned that you have other coaches with you that are also teaching. Who's handling the sales to bring in these new clients and speak to them when they come in? Is this something that you're doing, or do you have a sales team that's speaking to them to get them in? How does that work for you?
We need a sales team. That
Oh,
is a big gap in our whole organization right now. And I have been seeking, and maybe somebody who is watching and listening today will be that person, because we've tried hiring like fractional
yeah,
salespeople, and we have found that it has not really been successful. That what we need is to be able to work with someone who deeply understands what we do and
absolutely.
deeply understands the mission and the vision and the cause, and will be a full-time person. So we are on the look for somebody who could be that person.
Okay, so it sounds like you've tried the outsourcing route and it just
Yes,
did not work well on that front. And that is a huge piece. I mean, finding a plus talent on the sales side, it is difficult in this
it
day
is.
and age. So I mean, I absolutely can resonate there. It's a conversation that we can continue to have. You know, there's a lot, so many founders that come on and we have that, and there are many avenues there. So I think we can give you some good tidbits on that front. I mean, as far as the bottlenecks, it's clear as day, you know, that the predictability on the lead generation side for you and then the sales team are the two of the bigger bottlenecks that you're thinking about to solve right now. Are there anything else on that front, or are those really the main bottlenecks that you're looking to solve this year?
Yeah, I think I do have to remember that ultimately I'm the rainmaker ultimately.
Yes.
And it's hard, I think, for founders. It's hard for anybody to constantly be on. It's hard to be constantly out there, promoting your organization, but that is just the nature of the beast. And generally speaking, whether it's a for-profit or a nonprofit organization, it's having that feeling that you can trust and you believe in what that founder is doing, that
Mm,
causes people to actually write that check.
right.
And that's, I think that's, I know a lot of founders, they love what they're doing and they're very good at what they're doing, but they may not have the experience in, say, talking to the media.
Mm,
So I try to do as much of that as I can. Every opportunity I have to do a media interview, it almost doesn't matter what it's about.
yes.
It just almost doesn't matter what it's about. It's just, if people see your name in print or on their phone when they're looking at it, that is a validation that is really helpful.
See, absolutely. I love that, Gloria. So, I mean, paint us a picture here. I mean, we have a very good understanding of everything you're bringing to the table, the passion and the drive that you have, and the ambition to keep on growing and scaling, take the lead. What does the rest of this year look like for you here, Gloria? Obviously, a couple of the bottlenecks are going to be broken through, but what are you really laser focused on for that continued success of Take the Lead?
Two things this year. The first is that I am currently eyeball deep. If you can't see it, it's up to here. I'm planning our annual Power Up concert and conference, which is August 25th and 26th in Washington, D.C. And I encourage anybody to go to our website, taketheleadwomen.com, or just go straight to the conference website, which is thepowerupconference.com, and check it out. We have the unique thing is the concerts that we have along with it. We're going to start with a really lovely dinner and a concert by a fabulous concert pianist, and then we have a full day on the 26th, which is Women's Equality Day, which is our day that we
Good
chose.
timing. I
Yeah.
love it.
And we will have honors and awards, and we'll honor some men who have been helpful to women's equality. We'll honor a media person, we'll honor a businesswoman, and we'll honor some young activists, because we think it's time to start passing the baton to some of our younger women who need to be leading. And then we will end with we are literally going to have a musical group that will help us create a commitment song, and
Mm,
then they will do a concert and we'll have a little dance party at the end. So it's a mixture of fun and content, and we have exhibits also. So if anybody's interested in exhibiting to 300 female buyers of things, just get in touch with me. And yeah, so that's one. The Power Up concert and conference is big on my mind right now. The second one is that I have put all of my core curriculum into an online course. And there's a version of it for women who are entrepreneurs and a version of it for women who are in companies wanting to rise in leadership. So it is a self-directed online course. and so that it's very accessible, very inexpensive. And I do a live Q&A every month, but it's essentially it's your course. You go through it on your own. And that is where we see the biggest opportunity for growth. That is our goal, is to grow that into a sustainable revenue stream so that it gives us the underpinnings that we need to do things like hire a salesperson.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I mean, just such huge aspirations, Gloria. And I know, I mean, it's inspiring for me. I know so many of our listeners are feeling the same way. Just incredible what you've been able to achieve in your career and just still continuing to push forward and provide so much quality and value to your clients and who you work with. I just have a couple more questions here before we do wrap up, Gloria. And the first of the couple is going to be, how do you see the women's leadership industry evolving in the coming years, especially with your intentioning and power tools approach? What are you really doing to keep yourself at the forefront of that evolution?
Well, the funny, not funny thing is that it took me a long time, because I've been in the nonprofit world all my life, to realize there are people making millions and millions of dollars doing exactly what we're doing.
Yes.
So that's why I want us to figure out how to do that so that we can be more sustainable as an organization. And because of the value that it brings, and every company knows that they need to build their women's leadership pipeline. We're up to now 30%, by the way, in the top leadership position. So we started at 18, now we're up to 30. We're
Love
not
it.
quite at 50-50 yet. So but I think that the companies know that it's an investment that they really benefit from. And I think that's the huge opportunity right now. And even though there have been, there's pushback on DEI and women
Mm,
are considered part of that, the fact is that leadership development is incredibly important to every organization. It's not so much about, you need the technical skills, but ultimately it's the leadership that makes the difference. And so I feel like that is our great strength. And because our leadership development focuses on mindset,
mm,
that is what enables you to roll with the punches. That is
absolutely.
what enables you to, one of my power tools is carpe the chaos.
Yes.
There's always going to be chaos.
Yeah.
So how do you make that work for you? How do you see the opportunity in it? How do you set your mind so that you see it as an opportunity instead of a problem? So those are some of the kinds of things that I think we can offer.
Love it. I love that. So going into the lightning round here, Gloria, the first question on this side is going to be more on a tool or a resource. So whether it's a leadership power tool, an advocacy strategy from your past, an AI tool that you're using, what can you say has been the biggest game changer for Take the Lead this far?
I think one of the biggest game changers was having the opportunity to have an external evaluation that
Mm,
discovered that, in fact, 40% of the women who go through our program get a higher leadership position or substantial increase in pay within 6 months.
wow.
And that's, because companies look for metrics, right?
Yes.
And it's hard to get metrics on leadership programs. So that's been a game changer. Also, we can license the company to a company now who wants to or just on a budget friendly, have a very budget friendly women's leadership program. They can license the program and have it, take it in-house and do it in-house. So those have been some game changers. And I'm about to have another really amazing game changer. I have a digital twin, speaking of AI,
Yes.
and I have just signed a contract with a company we have this digital twin has been programmed with all of my books, my podcasts, the writing that I've done, and every single person who takes the online course now is going to have access to
Oh,
that
incredible.
digital twin to ask questions anytime. I'm so excited about that. That's going to be so cool.
It is very cool. And that's the future, right? I mean, doing so much and having so much information to share, but not being able to. And now with AI,
Right.
having these sorts of resources, it's just incredible. So I mean, amazing that you're taking advantage of that as well. I know your clients are going to really be happy with that. So one more question for you here, Laura, before we wrap up, and that's going to be on the advice side. What is the best piece of advice that you can offer to our listeners tuning in and just heard your incredible journey? What can you leave them with before we wrap up today?
Just say yes. Just say yes. Now, this may sound odd coming from somebody who wrote a book about intentioning and even made up the word intentioning to try to help people focus more on their intentions and identifying them and being clear about them and going for it. But I also think you have to be very willing to be open to fortuity. And I would say that the best advice I ever gave myself was to just say yes to things that came along that were not even what I expected. For example, I never expected to start Take the Lead.
Mm.
And yet it was exactly the right thing at the right time. So just say yes, do it.
I love it. Well, with that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. And Gloria, I truly cannot thank you enough for coming on the show today, sharing your incredible journey and your insights with myself and the listeners. I mean, I had a phenomenal time and a great conversation, and truly it was an honor and a pleasure to have you on the show. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, which I know so many of you have, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And also check out Take the Lead Women at taketheleadwomen.com for their free resources like virtual happy hours or leadership tips. And follow Gloria on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Gloria Feldt. For more resources and insights, you can visit us here at closers.io, where we are dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth. Until then, keep climbing, and we will see you on the next one.